let us try to understand how to activate Anahata Chakra. So Anahata Chakra represents the desire for love. So in order to understand about this, I will talk about my love story. This is the cliche love story. Every boy has the same sob story. So I'm sorry for boring you, but this is required to understand how to activate Anahata Chakra. So since childhood, I didn't feel any love. That is, I was always trying to find love in the external world. That is why I used to install Bumble and go on dates, but never get the love back. That is, I used to love the girl so much that she used to reject me after the first date. I was never called for the second date, but I had my best friend. That is, I used to convey my feelings to my best friend. That is, I told him that why is this happening? What is wrong with me? Is there anything wrong with me that no girl likes me? So that is because I was talking all about how the universe was created and all about spirituality, but no girl was interested in spirituality. So what my best friend told was, if you had concentrated that love on a multidimensional entity, you would have gotten the love of that multidimensional entity long ago. So what I did was I concentrated upon Mahavidya Kali, because I didn't feel the connection with the male deities because they were male, right? So again, this was the previous Aditya's mindset, not the current Aditya. So I connected with Mahavidya Kali because she was a female deity. Again, multidimensional entities don't have that male female gender. This is just for humans to understand their nature. So I connected with Mahavidya Kali. Mahavidya Kali, so I searched her mantra. That is, what is her mantra? How many times to say? So I started the sadhana, that is Om Kalikaye Namaha, using the Japamala, that is Japamala. I used to do 5 Japamalas every day. Om, that is 108 into 5. So Om Kalikaye Namaha every day, and I used to feel nothing. That was I was fully irritated, like there was no deity popping in front of me and telling what wish you want, my child. So there was no genie appearing and granting all my wishes. Nothing happened for 1 week. So what I did was, in the second week, I put a blindfold. That is, I'll show. So I put a blindfold like this, and I also used Japmala. That is the same 5 times I used to do. It's Om Kalikaye Namaha, Om Kalikaye Namaha. So I used to do this daily. So the interesting part was, before the blindfold, I was fully irritated, but after the blindfold, it started getting boring. That is, the second week was full of boredom. That is, I didn't feel any connection. So that is why what I did was, I started making up stories inside the mind. I made stories like going to Mahakali's house and she opening the door, and I'm going inside her house. She's serving me food and chatting with me, talking with me, etc., etc. So it was fun because I was just creating scenarios because I was getting bored while doing the sadhana. So as this happened, the scenarios were getting more and more vivid. That is, it was getting colorful and all. So I told my queries to Mahavidya Kali. That is, I told that no girl loves me. All that sob stories I used to tell her. She was like, okay, which girl you want? So I told I want this girl. So that time she popped that girl in front of me, and I was like, how did you do that? Like, is she even real? That time Mahavidya Kali told, what makes you think that whatever you are seeing is real? So that led to a question mark. So what that means is, whatever input we got since childhood, that is, we got all the sensory inputs from our 5 sensory organs, and we believed that data set. That is, we collected the data from the 5 sensory organs and we believed that, and we think it is real. See, for example, now my skin is interacting with the ground. That is why it is not passing through the ground. That is why my consciousness is passing through the ground. It is inside my body. My consciousness is identifying itself with the sensory organ skin. That is why it is not passing through the ground. Similarly, with the sight also, I am able to see the Vibgyor color, but whereas a dog is not able to see Vibgyor, it is able to see only maybe blue and yellow or something. And similarly, a cat is able to see different colors. Rat is able to see different colors. Insects are able to see different colors. So whose reality is true? Humans' reality is true, or a dog's reality is true? Because we are seeing completely different data set. That is, a dog is seeing different life and I am seeing different life. So whose reality is different? Whose earth is real? So what that means is, whatever we collected, right, since childhood, everything was false. It was never true. What is real is the base consciousness, that is the consciousness at rest. That zero, right? That zero state of consciousness is the true reality. Now, anyways, continuing with my experience of Mahavidya Kali. So, I told her, I don't make any girl pop up in front of me. It feels weird. So, what she did was, okay, then what will we do? I told, let's watch TV. So, we watched TV for hours and hours. Then I told, it's getting boring. Let's do something. So, we went on dates. Like, me and Mahavidya Kali went on dates. Like, we went to eat masal puri, pani puri. Inside the mind. It's not some outside. So, inside the mind, we went on dates. Went to amusement parks. We had fun. So it was fun. So 1 month I spent inside my mind, that is, whilst telling the mantra Om Kalikaye Namaha and going on dates with Mahavidya Kali. So 1 month of full dating with her. Then finally, I told, now I have no purpose in life. I have got my love. So what is the purpose of my life? So she was like, you had no purpose. So what she did was she crumbled me like a laddu. Like my consciousness was like a laddu for her, so small. So she crumbled me and she threw my consciousness very far away. So I went to a very, 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 very far place where there was nothing. There was pure black, pitch black. So this was all going on while saying Om Kalikaye Namaha. So my mind was creating scenarios. So while all this was happening, when I went to that absolute zero state, that is pitch black, where there was nothing, I used to come back within 5 seconds. That is, I used to tell her, it's very boring there. I don't want to be there. I want to be with you only. It's boring. So, like, whenever I came back, whenever I used to hug her and I used to not leave her, she used to again crumble me and make a laddu out of me and throw me again into the vast sea of nothingness. So, I stayed there for a long time. I was saying the mantra continuously with no break. Maha Kalikaye Namaha, Maha Kalikaye Namaha, in the vast sea of nothingness. So while that was happening, everything silenced. That is, the surrounding of my physical body was silenced. That is, my sense of hearing got completely silenced, and my Kundalini, that is from Mooladhara, it started rising upwards. It came till here, and it was about to burst in the Sahasrara. And before it bursted, I got scared. I opened my eyes, and I thought, I'll not do this again. What that means is, if you stay in the absolute zero state of consciousness for a long time, then your Kundalini will escape, because your Kundalini will think that this body has died, this mind has died, so it will go to the zero state of consciousness. So we should not let that happen. First we have to fulfill all our desires internally, like how I did, like how I went on dates with Mahakali. Similarly, you have to fulfill all your desires. It may be regarding food, it may be regarding lust, it may be regarding power, love, speech, thinking, whatever. You have to do inside the mind. You have to conquer that desire. And finally, what will happen is you can go to that zero state of consciousness where there is nothing. So, but you have to connect with the multidimensional entity again. You have to not you cannot go there directly, because those multidimensional entities will help you to remove all the dualities. For example, it may be regarding food, that is, pizza is good, spinach is bad, all those dualities, right, that mind has created. You have to crush those dualities inside the mind. For example, you eat all the pizzas you want inside the mind. You have all the sex you want inside the mind. You become the whole king of the universe inside the mind. So you become whatever you want inside the mind, because this reality never existed. It's just a sensory input which you think it is real. And finally, if you crush all the dualities in the chakras, that is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, all the dualities, if you crush, if you make Shiva and Shakti dance, then the Kundalini will rise. So you should never demonize your desires. You have to conquer them internally. You have to fulfill them internally. And finally, Shiva and Shakti will dance. They'll fall in love with each other, and they'll come up. Finally, when they come up, if you let it out, then you will be no more. So that is nothing but Nirvikalpa Samadhi, if you let them out. So what I did was, when it came to my Ajna Chakra, I stopped it. I opened my eyes so that I'll not leave this world. But now I got additional skill, that is I can raise my Kundalini anytime I want, just by focusing on my forehead here in the middle of the eyes. I can raise my Kundalini. This has been told in Bhagavad Gita also. If you see in the middle of the eyes, you can pull up your Kundalini. This is like an axle, and you are pulling water from the well. That is, the well is the Muladhara chakra, and water is the Kundalini energy. So you are using the axle and pulling it using your eyes. Your eyes are the hands, and this is the axle. So you are pulling your Kundalini using that technique, that is by seeing like this. But this technique will be developed after you crush the duality. So why are we doing this? We are aiming for Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So what is the purpose of Nirvikalpa Samadhi? Why are we going to the zero state? We are going to the zero state because that is needed to change the channel, change the TV channel. For example, in TV, right? In TV there is Netflix, Hotstar, Amazon Prime. So there are 3 channels, let us assume. Now if you want to shift from Netflix to Hotstar, you have to come to the home screen. So without coming to the home screen, you cannot go to Hotstar directly. Similarly, in order to change the channel of the physical realm, you cannot go to the astral realm directly. That is, first you have to go to the Nirvikalpa Samadhi state, that is Shiva state, zero state. That is the home screen. The zero state is the home screen. You have to go there first, spend a couple of hours, so that your body will finally, your consciousness will finally not identify itself with the body. Then from there you have to change the channel to the astral realm. If you stay there for a long time, what will happen is you can change the TV channel anytime you want. So that's the reason why Nirvikalpa Samadhi is very much important in order to change the realm. So without going to the home screen, you cannot change the TV channel. So that is why Anahata chakra is very much required. That is, first you have to love yourself. That is, again, these are all figment of my imagination. See, Mahavidya Kali, all those multidimensional entities. When you see in the eyes of Shiva, everything is just figment of the imagination. So, in the eyes of the zero state, nothing is real. Even Mahavidya Kali, even Krishna, Vishnu, everyone are fake, because that all belongs to the manifested world, that is Shakti. It does not belong to the Shiva. So, in the eyes of Shiva, nothing is true. But in order to change the channel of the TV, first you have to go to Shiva. Then you can change the channel to astral realm. So, what is astral realm? Astral realm is a mental realm that is made up of mind. This is a physical realm. See, when the consciousness's desire increases, it becomes more and more real. See, now the physical realm feels so real. That is because the consciousness's desire was so much higher when compared to an astral being. Astral beings' desires are not so much higher. It is mild fashion. So that is why he is able to create anything. That is, for example, astral mango, astral garden, astral tree. So there are many planets like Earth in the astral realm. But the thing is, in the astral realm, those astral planets don't have the physical plane. That is, see, for example, this plane, right, earthly plane, is in parallel with the astral and causal. So what I mean by that is, you have to understand the mechanism of ghost. See, now some people say they have seen ghosts. What that means is, that ghost, that astral being, is in parallel with the earthly plane, that is the planet Earth. But the Hiranyaloka, that is that is the astral planet talked in the autobiography of a yogi, that is a planet which is not in parallel with the physical plane. That is, it does not have its physical form. That is why the manifestation power is more there. Whereas the planes in parallel with the earth, the manifestation is not so powerful. So we have to go to a purely astral planet so that we can create a lot of things. So this is all again inside the dream of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So eventually we will become Garbhodakshaya Vishnu after we become the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, that is the advanced beings. That is, now also we are Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, but we are not so advanced. As we advance, we become the astral being, that is the powerful Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. Then we are becoming the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Then finally Karnodakshaya Vishnu. Then we are getting out of the womb of Mahavidya Tripura Sundari. So after we go out of the Mahavidya Tripura Sundari's womb, we enter the Shiva, that is completely zero state. So now why am I combining all this Shaktism, Shaivism, Vaishnavism? So I am combining this so that people don't diverge. Now the problem is, we are all focused on the nomenclature. I am a Shaivite, I am a Vaishnavite, I am a Shakta Sampradaya. So why are we so much in attachment with these names? All these names are fake. You have to look everything in the eyes of Shiva. If you don't look everything in the eyes of Shiva, then you can never reach the home screen. That is, only after going to the home screen you can change the channel. That is why we have to focus on the home screen, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Only then we can achieve those astral planets. So that is why I hope this video has brought some light to your consciousness. Thanks for watching. We'll meet in the next video. Jai Mahakal.